Contraptions 2 is the sequel to the obviously named Contraptions. It was released back in April this year and follows the same principle of fixing minor problems to make the puzzle or contraption work right. I had fun with this one at first, I'm not gonna lie, but the fun didn't last long. Every level feels the same once you make it past the first 30 levels or so. In all actuality, you don't have to get past the beginning levels to make it to the repetition because there is no lock on any of the levels, meaning you can jump around and skip past levels that seem impossible. Within the first 30 levels, almost all of the possible objects you can interact with are already introduced, along with all of the possible enemy variations. The magnet and anvil that get added on level 50 are the only other additions that get added throughout the 200 levels. It really makes the other 150 levels feel like they are lacking progression. Speaking of progression, the difficulty has a lot to do with the lack thereof too. From level to level, the challenge can go from really easy to really hard, then back to an easy level. Meaning you can skip to the last level and beat it with no problem, but you can get stuck on some of the earlier levels for hours, really making those numbered levels feel deceptive. Let's talk about these backgrounds real quick though. Did they just look at Candyland and Wreck-It Ralph's Candy Kingdom and say, yeah, that looks about right? I mean, it's so out of place. There's a new background every 20 levels too, but they don't get much better when it comes to being out of place. The first few stick to that candy theme, and then we head over to a jungle of all places. After the first 100 levels, they also recycle the backdrops. The music is this strangely upbeat techno track that plays non-stop while you have the game open. And I mean from the time you open it till the time you close the game, it's on a loop. I don't mean a continuous loop though, because they did try to make it seem like the music was changing in between levels. It does end up reverting back to that original loop after a minute though. With the backgrounds and enemy design and the music, it all feels out of sync, like they don't belong together. You have this hyped, upbeat music while you're looking at Candyland and destroying little green aliens. It's just really out there for a supposed contraption game. So many of the levels feel thrown together and random that I spent most of the time playing just trying random things till I got it, rather than getting that aha moment when I saw a solution like I was expecting. Half the solutions aren't even necessary because of the poor level design. After reading a few reviews, it seems the first game had the same problems with repetition and levels that just felt thrown together. With the cartoony design and childlike setup, this game might be appealing to a younger audience, but who knows. I know I don't recommend this game to anyone over the age of 12. It's just a waste of time, and not really a challenge in a way that it's meant to be. They did try to make up for some of the poor level design by adding in a level editor, but I feel it just adds to the already extremely repetitive game. And since there is no sharing the levels you make, it feels pointless. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game in the comments. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button, and for more news, reviews, or whatever we choose, stay tuned to Nerdsfeed.